A beautiful good morning to you out there, our dear listeners, and thank you so much for staying tuned to 103.5 FM Unico Radio International, one radio station that offers you education, information, and of course, entertainment 360. Time check is 2 minutes gone past the hour of 11, and this week is World Breastfeeding Week. And the theme for this year's Breastfeeding Week, 2024 Breastfeeding Week, is Closing the Gap Breastfeeding Support for All. World Breastfeeding Week is a campaign that aims to inform, anchor, engage, and galvanize action on breastfeeding and related issues. World Breastfeeding Week started in 1992 to generate public awareness and support for breastfeeding. World Breastfeeding Week is a global celebration that occurs every year from the 1st of August to the 7th in more than 120 countries. So, moving forward, I will be introducing my guest in the house who will shed more light on this theme. So, join me as I introduce Professor Margaret Akpana Agiang, Deputy Provost College of Medical Sciences, Professor Williams, Professor Ima Williams, HOD Department of Human Nutrition and Dietetics, and also Dr. Winifred Ogar, State Nutrition Officer, Cross River State. Good morning, professors and doctors in the house.
Good morning. Thank you very much.
Good morning.
Good morning, Ma. I'm so pleased to meet you, and I must comment, you all look beautiful.
Thank you.
It's Wednesday, and it's the midweek. So, what is that one thing you're all grateful for today?
Grateful for life.
For life.
Yeah, very important.
Good health.
Good health,
Yeah.
life. Of course, those are one thing that most people take for granted because they just feel it's their birthright. But we are kind of grateful. Yes, that's one most important thing to be grateful for: life and good health. So, guys, I have, yes, it's a women thing, but don't worry, you can still be part of this conversation. Just listen to us, stay tuned, keep it locked with me because I will be right back after this short break. We call Victor International Entertainment 360. Entertainment 360. So welcome you back from that very short break. And yes, it is still Unico 103.5 FM. I still have the doctors and Prof in the house who will take us through the World Breastfeeding Week. And I said this week, year's theme is Closing the Gap, Breastfeeding Support for All. So just in case you know a breastfeeding mother or you know someone and they're close to you, please bring them close to your radio so that they can take this salient point home. So to get started, yes, I want to direct my question to Dr. Williams or Professor Williams. All right. So why is World Breastfeeding Week important?
World Breastfeeding Week is important because it is that time when optimal breastfeeding is emphasized through awareness, sensitization, and orientation of the populace.
Amazing. So this is just the time where sort of educate the audience about the public about breastfeeding. Also, still on that question, why is breastfeeding important for both babies and mothers?
Okay, for babies and mothers, breastfeeding improves bonding between the mother and the child. Breastfeeding is cost effective. It comes at no cost. It protects baby from infection and other childhood diseases. Breastfeeding prevents postpartum hemorrhage, talking about the mother. And it reduces, studies have shown that breastfeeding, mothers that breastfeed have a reduced risk of breast cancer and even of ovarian cancer.
Right.
It helps mothers' uterus to return to normal position after childbirth. Some other studies have shown that breastfed children perform better on intelligence tests. They are less likely to be overweight and to develop some, health challenges in the future, particularly diabetes mellitus.
That's awesome. Really, really awesome. So, I know the few points I've picked there is that when breastfeeding helps the mother to, at least reduce breast cancer and also helps the child in brain formulation. Okay, that's awesome. Okay, moving forward to Professor again. What are the most significant gaps in breastfeeding support that needs to be addressed to ensure equitable access to care?
Yeah, thank you very much for that question. Uh, it's been shown that about 97% of mothers breastfeed. So breastfeeding is a natural thing to every mother. But there are gaps in the course of doing this. Statistics have shown that about 23.1 only about 23.1% of mothers place their babies on the breast in the first 1 hour, within the first 1 hour of birth.
Beth.
That's a gap.
Okay.
So the one serious gap is that is not placing the baby on the breast within 1 hour of birth. Then continuing with exclusive breastfeeding for the first 6 months of life
Okay.
with no fluid, no water, no any form of food, just breastfeeding, because the breast milk itself contains all the nutrients that the child needs, including water. So some mothers will tell you, or grandmothers will say, oh, we gave you water when you were
You were growing
were
up.
growing up and you never died, this, that the weather is even hot, so the
Yeah.
baby should be given water. The water in the breast milk is enough to even meet the satisfaction of the baby and that hot weather that is being talked about. Thank you.
Thank you, Ma.
Yeah.
Okay, so please, I want to dwell with you a bit. So, in the case, yes, we know that the 6 month exclusive period is very important during childbirth, but there are circumstances that might arise, and mothers cannot live up to that
Yes,
time.
if there are medical, backing to it, and there's medical advice for that mother not being able to breastfeed,
Okay.
then the breast milk substitutes can be introduced, but in the right amount and the right proportion.
Okay.
Yeah, where the mother cannot really breastfeed. But in every condition, as long as the mother is alert, that mother can breastfeed. It is the place of the health worker or the healthcare staff to place the baby on the breast. The baby itself will locate the
The
nipple
breast.
and begin to suckle.
Yeah, I
So
see that.
the mother can still do that except in very critical medical condition.
Awesome, awesome.
Thank you.
I like that. I just hope our listeners out there are actually getting some vital points because this is very important. Okay, I'm moving forward to Dr. Ogar. So, Dr. Ogar, being the state uh, coordinator
Nutrition
or
officer.
nutritionist of, yes, she's the state nutrition officer. So, I want to ask you this: what are the most sorry? How can we involve fathers and partners in breastfeeding supports, and what role can they play in promoting successful breastfeeding?
Okay, thank you very much. We have been advocating and sensitizing and reorienting fathers to be part of breastfeeding. Breastfeeding is a general thing, it's everybody's business. It's not only the mother's business. So, advocacies have been going on, sensitization, awareness creation on behavioral change, for fathers to get involved because they play a major role to ensure that breastfeeding is successful. For a mother to exclusively breastfeed her baby, she needs support. The father has to be there. The house chores has to be taken care of. Because if you want a mother to do exclusive breastfeeding and concentrate, and you want her to still do school runs, house runs,
Outros.
market runs,
Mm.
no, it won't be possible at all. So she
Yeah.
needs fathers, she needs other supporters around her to take care of these other chores
Chores.
while she concentrates to take care of the baby and herself. The father needs to be there to give psychological support.
Okay.
Some women, due to psychological breakdown, they don't produce enough milk just
Okay.
because they are psychological not stable. But if the father is there or the partner is there to support financially by doing what he's supposed to do in the house, ensuring that the woman has adequate food to eat. We are not saying breastfeeding mother should eat a whole lot, at
Okay.
least 2 extra meals.
Okay.
She has that way. She doesn't need to worry about what am I going to eat, who will do this for me, who will do that for me. The father is just there supporting. It will go a long way to help. That's why we're agitating for 2 weeks paternity leave, which some states have already adopted it. So that at those first 2 weeks, the father can just be in the house with the mother to ensure that she is well taken care of, so that she can concentrate to breastfeed her baby.
That's awesome. That's wonderful. Okay. Fathers in the house or fathers out there, are you listening to this? You need to give your wife 100% support, during breastfeeding stage or during childbirth. But there's also this myth, I want to say, that many people say that also when a mother is breastfeeding her child, she should also breastfeed her husband as well, because the milk has some I don't know what role it plays in the adult life of the man.
That's a myth.
That's a myth.
That's a
It's a
myth.
myth.
Okay, so it still remains a myth then.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. That's awesome. Thank you. All right, so boys out there, men out there, please debunk it. It is a myth.
Allow
The breast milk is not for
for
you.
the baby.
It's for your baby.
So the only time we encourage that to be done
Okay.
is if the woman has engorged breasts, inverted nipples.
Okay.
We encourage that. One of the ways to correct that is to allow the fathers to suckle the breast to bring out the nipples.
Nipple. Okay. I see now.
So
I
it's not
see.
that they should now feed on the
So
milk.
it's not that they should now continue
Take
to
all the
feed
milk.
the-
Amazing. So if you're just joining us, this is an interview session with doctors and process in the house that is taking us on World Breastfeeding Week. So far, we've talked about or addressed some questions which are actually very, very vital. So moving forward, Dr. Williams, Professor Williams, I'm coming back to you.
Doctor is okay.
Okay, Doctor is fine.
Yeah.
So now, how can we balance the benefits of breastfeeding with the challenges faced by mothers who struggle to breastfeed?
I must commend you. You look like somebody that is already.
Oh no, I don't have the experience yet, but still maybe.
The way you are going about it, I mean, it's really,
It's awesome.
commendable.
Thank you so much.
The question is, how can we balance the challenges? Well, really, breastfeeding is really challenging, especially for a new mother. So what we can, some ways of encouraging is by educating such mothers on particularly on proper positioning of the child
Okay.
and the proper attachment to the breast, to the nipple, and then encourage them to breastfeed, build, by doing this, you will build their confidence. There are people, out there, all those support groups that we
Yeah.
have. So that is their job, to encourage the mother, no matter the condition, knowing that there are benefits for the mother, for the child, and for the father. So encouragement, education, and then building of confidence.
Confidence.
Thank you.
Thank you too, Moa. Thank you so much, because the way you just highlighted, it shows you're well grounded in this job. Well done. All right. So, still on that question, Dr. Williams, what indicators should be used concerning, trying to help, breastfeeding mothers? What indicators could be used for this process?
Well, we can.
Okay, so
Okay, sorry. Yes.
to help mothers, like a mother, for a breastfeeding mother, there are certain indicators that she should know during the course of counseling, during the course of awareness.
Yeah.
She should be able to know if her baby is actually taking adequate breast milk or not.
Or
Number
not.
one is the latching.
Okay.
There's what we call latching. The baby's mouth has to rest on the areola, the chin, the areola, the dark black part, the wider
Okay.
part just
Of
immediately
the
after the
breast.
nipples.
Okay.
Some mothers do the mistake of allowing the baby's mouth to rest on the nipples.
Nipple.
If the baby's mouth rests on the nipples, the baby can never take enough milk. But the lips has to rest on the areola with the chin touching the breast and the lower lip turned outward. When that is done, you could see the baby suckling and you could hear the suckling sound, the fullness of the jaw
So,
of the baby. That's one of the way you will know that the
okay.
baby is actually suckling. And also, a baby who sucks very well should be able to suck his mother's breast at least 8 times or more
Oh, wow.
a day. And then the diaper, an effective breastfeeding will make you change baby diaper like 6 to 8 times.
Oh, wow. Doctor, would you really advise that in this economy right now?
You can't go
It has to
otherwise.
be.
Okay, so this is concerning us the public, or yes, the public in general. In what way can we create a more breastfeeding friendly environment
For
for
mothers.
breastfeeding mothers? Yes.
Okay.
In what way can we do that?
Beginning from the home,
Okay.
they just need an enabling environment. Breastfeeding is work on its own. That's why in advanced countries, some people pay breastfeeding mothers. It's work on its own. Is it just like we have said in the house? The house chores has to be taken care of by other support groups so that the mothers can concentrate. That's an enabling environment.
Okay.
If you go out to the public in the church, these mothers today, they like to package themselves. In those days, we used to have breastfeeding clothes for a mother, and they will tell you as a breastfeeding mother, wear a shirt that has button in front, and it's loose. But today, no, breastfeeding mothers package themselves well. And so you could see a situation where a child is wanting to suckle and the mother is refusing because she's thinking of how she will unpack herself with all the packaging. So in the church, we encourage what? Breastfeeding corners, breastfeeding rooms, where mothers can comfortably leave the congregation, go in there, be free to breastfeed their children, and after that, they package themselves well and come out clean. That's an enabling environment.
Or some.
In the workplace, we're talking about breastfeeding corners as well. Breastfeeding rooms where mothers can confidently take their babies to with a caregiver. At intervals, they go and breastfeed the baby and do what? And return back to work. In marketplaces as well, there should be breastfeeding corners, a comfortable place where mothers can open them. Even you are in the market, you are with your child, and the child wants to breastfeed. You could go into those places, breastfeed comfortably. It doesn't take anything. Just a clean room, a well-aerated room with chairs, bed, fan, just to keep the person comfortable so that mothers can comfortably breastfeed their children at no cost and without being victimized or being looked at anyhow by the public.
Thank you so much. So this is like a one-on-one tutorial for me. This is like a one-on-one tutorial for me. So I really do appreciate this. Thank you, thank you. So yes, mothers out there and also to the public generally, seeing ways you and I can support breastfeeding because see, these people are doing a whole lot of work. It's not easy caring for a human. So the only thing you and I can do is give them an environment, an enabling environment where they can also strive. Okay, moving forward, and next question goes to Dr. Again. So, Dr. Again, how can we monitor progress and measure success in closing the gap in breastfeeding?
Yeah, by monitoring and evaluation, using some support groups. Okay. Okay, so government can come up with policies that will improve monitoring and evaluation of effective breastfeeding.
Okay.
Policies can come up to see that government can come up with policies that will help healthcare practitioners, to educate and train their staff the effective way of success feeding, because most healthcare practitioners, or let me say healthcare staff, need continuous training, And this training will help them to also assist the mothers, to support the mothers, inform the mothers on the benefits of successful breastfeeding, will also help them to teach the mothers to place the babies on the breast early enough. So a lot of policies have to also give the mothers that confidence, as it has earlier been said, and make them understand that they have a right, because in some workplaces, for example, mothers are not given that free will or free way will to breastfeed their babies. Their job, the requirements in their workplaces do not allow them to truly, carry out this very special function
Function.
of being a mother. So government can come up with policies that can protect, promote, and support breastfeeding.
Breastfeeding. Thank you so much.
Exclusively, particularly.
Exclusively.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much for that. So, moving forward to question 7, and this is to you, Dr. Williams. What are the cultural barriers that can hinder breastfeeding, both exclusively and continued breastfeeding?
Thank you very much for that question. A lot, a lot. Um, we have, in some cultures, as soon as the mother comes back from the hospital with the baby, the community people at home, they come to welcome the baby with water. So immediately after bed, they want to give water. It's like a welcome. There are some communities that when you go, even as a visitor, the very first thing they offer you is water. So in such cultures, they also feel that this baby is coming newly into the world, so they welcome the baby with water. And then you also have these other communities. Some people feel that colostrum, that is the very first milk that comes, that it is dirty. The color is a bit
Thick.
yes, it's thick, a bit yellowish. So they feel that it is dirty and must be discarded. And it's really a wrong culture, because that is like immunization. That is what really immunizes the child against infection. So we cannot continue to do that. That must be discouraged. We also have this other culture of giving water to the baby. When you are bathing the baby, they put a little water in the mouth, and it is also a barrier to exclusive breastfeeding, because nothing must come in, no water at all. It's zero water. And then you also have the culture of some cultures that wean the child as soon as the child starts walking or clocks 1 year. We are emphasizing exclusive breastfeeding for 6 months, and thereafter the child should continue to have the breast with
other food.
Yes, other foods for at least 24 months, 2 years.
2 years.
Yes.
Wow.
So
Or beyond.
I'm beyond. I'm saying at least.
Are you encouraging that a child be breastfed for?
Yes.
So even for 5 years?
Yeah, if you have
you
the
can.
capability to do it.
Yes.
Oh wow.
Even when there's a new baby,
It's still breastfeed the child.
Yes,
depending on the old one's child
Okay.
age.
Okay. I think I'm getting
Yes,
to
even
know
some of my
something.
uncles told me that in those days they would go to school and come back and
This is funny.
so, and you really see it, that generation, there's a way they are resistant, to so many things. And I believe it was from this, it's partly due to the way,
Breastfeeding.
yes, they were breastfed. And then you also have some cultures that start weaning children early, because they believe that at 1 year the child is draining the mother's blood and nutrients, taking so much from the mother. So they are waiting, eager, let this child clock 1, and then they stop. So all these are hindrances to exclusive breastfeeding.
Breastfeeding.
Yeah.
Okay, the point I know I've taken that this child or children can be breastfed to about 5 years or as long as the mother can take.
At least up to 2 years
At least
and beyond.
Okay, up to 2 years and beyond. So
Beyond. So the
breastfeeding mothers
beyond can still be there if you
counting
are able.
if the person is able. So breastfeeding mothers, if you're listening to us, you can breastfeed your child from 2 years and beyond. So says the doctors in the house. Okay. I know Dr. Olga had touched a bit on this question that had to do with what some employers or employees can do to show support for breastfeeding mothers. So Dr. Again, I would also like to hear your contribution concerning this.
Okay, what I think Dr. Ogar had basically,
Yeah.
given the answer to that, what employers can do. Encouragement first,
Okay.
like she said, providing breastfeeding rooms and facilities,
Okay.
and the part of the encouragement is being friendly, because we have what we call baby friendly community or workplace initiative. So the workplace should be friendly with the woman and her baby. Once you are friendly, by making sure that you provide the right environment, right facilities, attitude towards the mother, because some employers may, you are ever always going out to breastfeed, they feel you are shortchanging them. Maybe what you should have been done at that time is they have to understand and encourage the mother at this time to enable her effectively breastfeed her baby. Because when we have well breastfed babies, sincerely, we are building up a healthy society, a society that will turn around and still serve even in these
Yes.
workplaces, and put in their own quota and build the nation. So we need to encourage the mothers even in workplaces so that she will effectively breastfeed her baby.
Mhm.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate. So, but there's this question that popped up because I know I've seen babies that even though the mother is giving them like exclusive breastfeeding, but it somehow looks like the breast milk is not like holding up the eats as well. So, what would you encourage?
So far as the mother lactates, some mothers believe that they don't lactate enough.
Okay.
But the best way to make sure that the mother lactates well is to make sure the baby is always suckling. Like the first 1 or 2 days of childbirth,
Okay.
some mothers complain that they cannot lactate, they are not producing milk. It's because they do not place the baby on the breast. Let that baby continue to suckle. It will stimulate the cells, the milk producing cells alveoli in the breast, and before you know it, so much will be produced. Every mother, it has the capability of producing enough milk to feed her baby. Every mother. So it depends on how this mother is counseled, how this mother is counseled, how she is guided and supported, and it begins from the health facilities
Okay.
where this mother patronize for antenatal, delivery and postnatal. They have to help this mother to educate her on this positioning that was mentioned, how to position the baby. If you watch some mothers, the way they position their babies, it's even difficult for that baby to access the breast. So the positioning and then the attachment to the breast, like Dr. Oga said, some give them from the nipple. But when the baby's mouth is wide open and it clamps on the areola, that black part, the baby, we will sing a song before we leave.
Oh.
The baby will have, grip the breast properly and be able to suckle well.
Okay.
So every mother has the capability of producing enough milk
For
to
the
meet
baby,
the
to
need
sustain
of
the
yes,
baby.
to sustain the baby.
So no need for additional food.
No need for anything at least the first 6 months. No
Okay.
need for anything. Really, when you suckle your baby well, you will be always looking for the baby to suckle because the breast will always be full. I know of my children. You say the thing is ever full. Sometimes they will have to wake the baby up to come and suckle because there's enough to feed the baby.
Okay.
Yeah, every mother has that ability to do it.
Okay. Quick one though before because I'm actually itching to hear that song.
Yeah, you are
I'm
learning.
actually
Don't
itching.
worry, you pay us for this.
So I also want to know, is there a particular food that could stimulate, because some persons have problem lactating, so are there particular foods and nutrients this a mother should take in order to enable her produce breast milk?
Thank you for that question. Some people believe that in order to lactate well, you take palm wine.
Yeah, I've heard of that
Pepper
as
soup,
well.
pepper soup.
And
And
pepper
pepper
soup
And coconut water.
and coconut
So
water.
these things are not actually,
They
they're
are
not
not
needed.
needed, but what we are saying is, be adequately nourished.
Oh,
Eat the
awesome.
right food that contains the right nutrients. And as a nursing mother, you need like 2 extra meals every day. While others are eating normal, you need like 2
Two
extra
extra
meals to
meals.
help you, particularly for the energy that
Okay.
is needed. Like she said, it's a great job. Breastfeeding is a lot of work.
That's a work on its
So
own.
exactly, it's just a work on its own. So that the mother just needs to eat from the different groups of food groups that we have, the carbohydrates or the energy food, the protein, all that the body needs
Okay.
to stay strong and to produce adequate milk. That is what is needed. There are no special meals or drinks. Just eat your normal meal and something extra because of this extra work that is being done for breastfeeding. Okay.
Awesome. That's amazing. Mama, you have a contribution?
Um, I just want to add that you should ensure that you take fruits and vegetables daily.
Okay.
Some people, eba, fufu, afang, but you must be deliberate to add fruits, fresh fruits, and then vegetables, especially the leafy vegetables.
Okay.
Very good for the mother.
All right. All right. Thank you so much. So before I let you people go, what would be your final words to, add word of advice to new mothers who are just starting their breastfeeding journey? So Dr. Ogar, I want to start with you.
Okay, for new mothers, breastfeeding is a right of every child that is born. It's a child's right. We want to plead with mothers to encourage mothers not to deprive their children of that right. It's a right that the child needs, and if you breastfeed your child, it's for your tomorrow.
So,
So breastfeed your child today to produce a better adult tomorrow.
what a marvel. What a marvel. That's awesome. Thank you. So breastfeed your child today to have a better adult tomorrow. So yes, well, Dr. Williams, I also like to know your contributions to new mothers.
Well, the new mother must remember that breast milk came at the time the child arrived.
Okay.
So it was nature that prepared her. It was a way that nature prepared her, that is, God prepared her for that duty. So it is, it's like, it's something that God expects her to do.
Okay.
So to honor God, that, oh, thank you, you gave me, you
It
prepared
was,
this for my baby,
Yeah.
so that when my baby comes, I will not have to run around, looking for something to give to my baby. So it was at the time that the baby was coming that it came. That tells you that it is actually for that baby. So you must I don't like using the word must.
I think it has to be mandatory.
Yes.
It has to be mandatory.
Yes.
Okay, Dr. Agiang, what would be your final words to you on to
Yeah,
nursing mothers?
for the young mothers, yes, we've said so much. Some sound frightening. Oh, breastfeed the child exclusively for 6 months, no water, no. Oh, what will I be doing? Is that all I'll be doing with my life and all that? Oh, continue after 6 months for 2 years. Most young mothers, when they hear this, it's like, wow, so I don't have a life again. Please, 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 young mothers, don't be afraid. It is the duty God has given you, and He has a way of helping you through. Others have done it successfully, and I assure you, you too can do it. Thank you.
Okay, so to Dr. Williams, I know you want to like help us. So for those that just joined, I want, especially the fathers, I want them to know that they have a part to play when it comes to breastfeeding. In what way can breastfeeding help the fathers?
Okay, breastfeeding helps the fathers because you know why when you go around, you always hear the father saying there's nothing for the father. They are always looking after the mother. It's always mother and baby.
They get jealous.
There's nothing for us. So I want to encourage the father. When your baby is exclusively breastfed, given adequate breast milk, it will stop them from going to the hospital, running to the hospital.
Okay.
It will save you, it will save your pocket, and the fact that you will not be using your money to buy infant formula, So it's actually a cost-effective way. It helps you economically.
Wow.
It conserves, the family finances. Yes, especially now that things are so hard. You don't need that infant formula.
Awesome.
All you need is that optimal breastfeeding.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, doctors in the house. I just wish I should not let you people go. But our time is saying time to wind down, time to wind. But before you people go, that song you promised, please.
Yes.
That song you promised, I want to listen.
Mm-hmm. Okay. 1, 2, go.
Mouth wide open, mouth wide open, chin to breast, chin to breast, areola inside the mouth, areola inside the mouth, lower lips turn down, lower lips turn down.
Okay,
That is a song that will help the mother know how to position her baby and attach the baby well to the breast. Mouth wide open, chin to the breast, areola inside the mouth, and the lower lip turned out. So when you see the picture, you really see the baby's mouth
coming this way,
holding the breast. That makes a very good attachment, and it will help the baby access the breast better.
I just have a feeling that I'm going to be a good breastfeeding mother.
Yeah. I start clapping for you right here.
Because I've got it. This is like a one-on-one masterclass on breastfeeding. So I'm actually delighted that I have you, doctors in the house, educating breastfeeding mothers out there and also fathers. So fathers, there are benefits to breastfeeding. Don't just say, this, that. Please and please. The doctors have said ways you can help your wife or a breastfeeding mother, and also you should see breastfeeding as cost effective. It's still Unicorn Radio 103.5, and I want you guys to take a point home. First of all, remember that the goal of World Breastfeeding Week is to raise awareness, promote education, highlight the importance of breastfeeding, encourage and promote breastfeeding, and improve the health of babies and mothers all around the globe. So it has been an amazing time here with doctors in the house. Until I come your way again, I want you to have an amazing day and also support every breastfeeding mother today and always. I remain your radio buddy, Michelle. See you next time.
Wow. Well done.
Thank you.
Mission accomplished.
Yeah.